Well, you know what time it is. It is time for Tech Tuesday, and Twitter is the talk of the town right now after the world's richest man, Elon Musk, reached a deal to buy the social media company.
The question many are asking this morning, now what? What's next? What could this mean for the future of Twitter and those who tweet? Joining us live to break down this $44 billion deal is tech expert Greg Nibler. Hey, Greg, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, that is really the question. What happens next now that this has happened? So Elon Musk buying Twitter, $44 billion. And I think for a lot of people, there are concerns. There may be some excitement. There's probably a lot of mix of both, but a lot of just not knowing what's going to happen. And I think to kind of address some of that and just walk through where we're at, I wanted to highlight some of Elon Musk's philosophies of what may be happening. So this is where I think a lot of people have concerns. Elon Musk is what he calls a free speech absolutist, meaning that he believes pretty much anything should or can be said as long as it is lawful. And there's a lot that can be said that's lawful that maybe shouldn't be said, especially on a social media platform. And so that's where we have to see what is going to happen with that. He believes that Twitter is the de facto world town square where ideas can be shared, things should be said. But if you look at over the last few years, I think we all can realize some things that maybe shouldn't be said. Misinformation around elections, COVID misinformation, hate speech, all of that may technically be lawful, but does that mean Elon Musk is now going to allow it onto the platform? That's what we have to wait to see. There's also the possibility, does it open the floodgates back up to people who have been banned? Are they going to be allowed back onto the platform now? And how is that going to change the dynamic that's been created? There's certainly a lot of issues that still remain, but what is going to happen? So I think that's where there's a lot of concern that people that rightfully have, about what's going to happen from there.
Yeah, the elephant in the room, of course, is, former President Trump. He's been banned from Twitter. And, with Elon Musk taking over, does that mean that he'll come back?
Yeah, and that's what remains to be seen. Elon Musk hasn't said no. I think Trump maybe made a statement saying that he wants to stay on Truth Social, but that's just not going to work out. So
right, he said he won't return, but we'll see. Well, and as I watch all that video of Elon Musk awkwardly dancing around stages at Tesla events, I have to wonder, what happens when you put something this far-reaching with this much potential control in the hands of one person who wants to take this company private?
Right. Yeah. And with all that information that they have, there's so much personal information. That's kind of the bread and butter of social media that they have on people and tendencies and the algorithm. He said he wants to take the algorithm public. So I guess to kind of showcase what they're doing a little bit more, that remains to be seen if it happens. One thing he did say that I do like is that he wants to get rid of all of the spam bots. I'm all for that. I think everybody, that should be a unifying factor. Nobody likes spam bots. He also said he wants to verify every human on there. I think there's good and bad with that, but there's so much unknown. And I think it's going to be that way for a while too, because it's not going to be certified until probably later this year. I bet it'll take months. And then once he takes over, we'll see whatever his grand plan is for it. We're all along for the ride if you're going to stay on Twitter. It's Elon Musk's world now.
Yeah, as a Twitter user, what would you like to see change with the platform?
I mean, I'm all for the edit button to some extent, which is going to be happening. I like that. I think there needs to be more to curb, and how you do this, I don't know. And I don't know. Maybe they can figure this out, but curb more of the hate speech, more of the blatant misinformation they've been trying to tackle. I mean, ideas and opposing ideas, that's all fine, but the blatant, all of that kind of stuff that comes out with the hate speech, I would just wish there was some way to control that a little bit more. And maybe that comes down to verifying humans.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, Elon's certainly an ideas guy, so it'll be interesting to see what he comes up with. Hey, the other thing making news yesterday, the Corvette going electric. This is pretty cool.
Yeah, another sign of the times of all of the vehicle manufacturers slowly transitioning to electric vehicles, and Corvette being one of those that, it's an iconic car, and now transitioning into a hybrid first, which they said should be coming out next year, and then eventually full electric. The hybrid one is going to be all-wheel drive, at least it appears so from the teaser video they put out. So pretty cool push into that. We'll have to see if the Corvette buyer is into this, but eventually this is the way things are going. So by 2035, GM said that all their vehicles are going to be emission-free. In California, by 2035, you won't be able to sell new gas-powered vehicles. They all have to be emission-free. So this is the transition, but we're seeing it now even with these. So it's a big push to it, and I think it's a good thing. I think it'll be pretty cool to see where it goes with it. But yeah, an all-electric Corvette is just an interesting concept in its own.
What's it going to feel like to put your foot on the gas?
Yeah,
when you don't get the rumble of the
as long as it's got the
engine?
power, you know.
Right? Yeah. I was in a really powerful Tesla actually a couple of weeks ago, and I got to say, it still feels pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty strong.
All right. Thanks, Greg. Thanks for joining us on this Tech Tuesday. We'll see you again next week.
Thanks a lot.
And of course, to stay up to date on all things tech, especially Twitter, you can follow Greg on Twitter. He is @GregNibbler.
It is.